I finally made the purchase that I've been wanting to do for months. And in this box is a set of Vargas Turbo Technology's titanium strut braces. Honestly, I don't expect much performance for it. It's mainly for looks, but it doesn't hurt to try it out. So today we're gonna unbox it, get it on the car, and we're also gonna see if it makes any difference in the driving. So let's check these babies out. Oh my God. Damn, that titanium is shining, I'm not gonna lie. I decided to get them in titanium because I'm kind of going for a little theme here. As you can see, the bolts as well as the charge pipe are both titanium, and I think that these are gonna match perfectly. Oh shit. Before I get this on the car, I kind of wanted to give you guys a breakdown of my engine bay. So, right here, we have this titanium charge pipe, obviously, from GRSP. I got it pre-owned, so I don't really know where you can buy that. We also have these bolts. Sorry, it's a little dirty down here, but we have these bolts from Burger Motorsports, and then we have this engine cover from Carvo Carbon, and we have these. This is meant for a Supra. I bought it off JD Customs, but yeah, that's definitely meant for a Supra, so it doesn't really fit here, and that's also why I believe we might have to cut it because it might be in the way of the strut braces. I also painted the cooling shroud black because I thought it looked terrible in the OEM silver. Honestly, guys, I don't know why BMW just didn't do it out of the factory. Like, come on, guys, this is a $60,000 brand new car, and they could have just painted black. Like, it's not that hard. Also, I did a very, very bad job. As you can see, there's chips all over the place, but we are planning to replace it with carbon fiber, as well as the ECU cover. But yeah, after we get these on, make this carbon fiber and make that carbon fiber, the engine bay is gonna be looking pretty saucy, I cannot lie. I might also cover this part off with those plastic pieces. They come OEM on the M440i. Alright, anyways, let's start getting these things installed. I did drop everything that came in the box, so let's check out what it came with. Obviously, you're gonna get a pack of screws. I think these are for these ones, so you can get it from under, and then these screw into right there on each side. So yeah, it comes with that. Obviously comes with the 2 strut bars, comes with some nice packaging. Every single order from Vargas comes with a pack of gummy bears, and that's very great marketing. I might actually give them a review later for that because I have been craving gummy bears. And then obviously it comes with the warranty and the install guide. Enough talking, let's get these things on the car, see how they look, and then see how it makes it drive. So guys, I went to place the strut bars on top to see if they fit, and sadly, on this side, there's no clearance because of this carbon fiber piece. I guess we might have to cut it, we'll see. And sadly, the intake box doesn't clear either, so we have some cutting to do on that side and that side. Of course, that's just my luck. But regardless of that, let me show you how good this engine bay is looking with them placed like that. I can't wait to get them in, but it's not going to be as easy as I thought. So I grabbed some tape and we're going to mark exactly where we need to cut. I've never cut carbon fiber, and this is really all I got since I lost my Dremel, so hopefully it looks good. Alright, so I laid down some tape in position, and it's time to start cutting through the carbon fiber with these pliers. Let's see how it goes. And guys, I'm not gonna lie, as I'm cutting, there is shards of resin cutting into my skin, so I probably should have used more protection, but whatever. Fuck it, I guess. So let's finish this up, and I'll get back to you guys. Alright, so we put the piece back on, and I'm not gonna lie, for only having wire cutters, it looks pretty good. Now, let's get the strut bar on. Still, it's not fitting, and at this point, it's not because of the carbon. It's just the design of the strut braces, and I'm not gonna lie, I'm pretty disappointed because I think this is just VTT saying that the Supra ones work for the G20, but it's literally just the exact same product, and they do not work. So I'm just gonna use some spacers, and it should be good. Guys, so there is a little plug in there, and it made the strut bar not fit, so I had to use 3 spacers there, as well as 3 spacers on the other side. It's not screwed in, but I'm gonna show you guys how to screw them in, as well as how tight to screw them in. Okay, so for both bolts, it is a bolt as well as a nut. For the M340i, guys, you are not going to be able to do this with only the package contents. You're going to have to go pick up some of these nuts. I think they're M10 times 1.5, and that fits with this bolt and the smaller bolt. You put it in, and then you go under the strut brace to screw it on. Once you get this side finger tight, you're going to need to jack up your car on this side and then get under the wheel well and just put on the bolt. That's all you have to do. It's very simple, but you do have to lift up the car a little bit. Okay, so you can see exactly where you're supposed to put in this nut. So just screw it on, and then we'll tighten it up from the top. Okay guys, so for the Supra, it does tell you to tighten these down to 56 newton meters for each one in a cross position. But I'm not gonna lie to you guys, this is something that doesn't really need a torque to spec, because I mean, it doesn't really need that precision, since all it's doing is just holding this thing down. But yeah, just make sure to tighten them pretty tight and you should be good to go. Okay, so I tightened down the strut bars pretty good on both sides. And oh my god, look how good these things look in my engine bay. Wow. These are such a good cosmetic upgrade. I'm not really too sure about the performance side of things, but I'm not gonna lie, it looks sick. Oh my god. And especially with this carbon fiber piece and that carbon fiber piece done, man, this engine bay is going to be looking wild. But I do need to find some sort of decal that I can put on this engine cover, because as you guys know, obviously you guys have these cars if you're watching this, or maybe you don't, I don't know, but it comes with some M Performance stuff, M Performance there, and it looks way cooler. But this carbon fiber one comes with nothing, and I'm not gonna lie, I love the carbon fiber, but it just looks too plain. So once we get some decals on there, maybe I'll put like some red here, red here, red here, here, or something like that, or blue, since it matches the titanium. It's gonna look sick. Okay, but regardless, these things look beautiful, and the next step is to actually go drive the car and see if they even made any difference handling wise. I'm filming this a couple months later, and I decided not to do a driving style review for one simple reason. Honestly guys, these strut braces really make a very, very, very minimal effect on any type of handling. If you're on the fence whether you should pick these up or not, I just want to let you guys know that your money is mostly going into a cosmetic item. I'm going to be very honest, it literally doesn't do anything driving wise for the street. If you're planning on doing a track build, you should definitely invest in these, just because it's another thing, it doesn't cost that much money, and it's another thing that can help your front end feel more stiff. In higher speeds and on like highway turns, I felt it like very little. I also felt it a good amount, not a good amount, but I felt it like a little more when I would hit a bump. I did feel that the front end of the car was a little more stiff. If you're buying these for performance reasons, I highly recommend picking up one that has a middle brace as well, so it's a 3-point brace just like that, and that one should get you a lot more of a performance difference. But if we aren't talking about performance, these look great cosmetically, and there's so many different color options. I think VTT has black, blue, red, and obviously the titanium one that I have, which is super cool. It looks amazing, and I'm very happy with them. I'm not gonna lie to you though, the install was a pain, and I don't like that VTT is selling super parts for M340Is, because I had to do some makeshift work. I had to use some spacers. I had to, well, the cutting obviously doesn't count, but the spacers on the side with the connection, I didn't like that, because that's clearly a Supra thing. Another thing that I forgot about was the bolts. They did not give you the right bolts that you need for the Supra. On the top parts of the strut, there is threads that you can actually screw them in, so you don't need bolts. But on the M340i, you actually need extra bolts. So what I did was I took the bolts that were meant for the bottom part, used them for the top, and then the bolts that were meant for the top, use them on the bottom, and then use an extra nut on the bottom. In conclusion, even though they are very cool, I recommend saving some money and going over to Berger Motorsports or Dynan and picking up theirs, because they're actually meant for M340is. If you have a Supra, definitely pick these up, because you know they look a lot cooler than the Dynan ones and the BMS ones. But that's it guys. If you have any questions, please leave them in the comments, and while you're there, please make sure to like and subscribe.